No, Meares,
Meares.
Week 16.
Fuck it, I don't care.
Closing in on the end.
Fuck it, I don't care.
Second last week.
Whatever.
Are you salty because your Eagles got smoked?
I don't want to talk about it.
All right, well, we will eventually.
No.
In the podcast, maybe.
Maybe in the podcast,
We're
but not here.
Two games.
Not
We're
here.
going to do 2 games. 2 games we feel are good games to do. One involves your Eagles indirectly.
No, we're not talking about them.
At 1 o'clock, Pittsburgh is hosting Kansas City. This affects every team down to like the 1962 Houston Oilers.
My favorite part of this game is Baltimore needs Pittsburgh to win in order to make the playoffs, along with some other things. But if Pittsburgh loses, it hurts Baltimore. And I think that's just ironic in my mind.
It's weird.
Ironic.
It's strange.
Kansas City, who did they play last week? I don't remember off the
We
top
got
of my
to
head.
come up with this shit before we hit film. I mean, you just went through 9,000 statistics, and then you're asking me a question in the first 30 seconds. Anyway, I'll go first. I got Pittsburgh winning this game at least by 3. I think Pittsburgh has righted the inconsistent ship. Kansas City not looking all that good. So I got Pittsburgh winning this just on a gut.
I don't have Pittsburgh winning yet because I need to find out who. Oh, they played the Raiders and they covered last week. No. They covered against the Raiders. The Chiefs did at home, which isn't that big a deal. The Steelers beat the Falcons and basically hurt the Falcons' playoff chances on the road.
Anything hurts that at this point. So
this week you've got Pittsburgh at home against Kansas City. I think with Le'Veon Bell, Antonio Brown, Ben Roethlisberger. Kansas City's offense doesn't scare me because Pittsburgh's defense does scare me.
Kansas City hasn't had a wide receiver catch a touchdown since 2011.
I really hope they go the whole year too. It would be awesome.
Yeah, has anybody ever done that?
Kansas City's offense.
In high school.
Kansas City's offense doesn't scare me, which is good because Pittsburgh's defense does scare me because they're horrible. So I think that they're gonna Pittsburgh will put up enough offense to overcome their shitty defense. So I'll take Pittsburgh to cover the 3 also.
I completed 2 touchdown passes in varsity to wide receivers.
Yeah, and
I completed.
Kansas City hasn't done any.
I only threw 2. I only played 12 games.
Nice.
All right, second game we're going to do is the big game for the Eagles. Indianapolis traveling to Dallas. Eagles need Dallas to lose a game. Eagles need to win out, and then they can win the division. They virtually have 0.2% chance of getting a wild card at this point.
Yeah, I mean...
It doesn't look good.
Detroit or Green Bay would have to lose out. The only chance of that happening is Detroit losing out. And now that Jimmy Clausen's starting for the Bears, there's no chance of that happening.
Jimmy Clausen.
Dallas is at home, favored by 3 against Indianapolis. You know, I want Dallas to lose more than any person on this planet, probably. DeMarco Murray's hurt. He's saying that's his decision whether or not he's going to play. He's got broken left hand, had surgery. Is he going to be as effective as he could be? I don't know. But you know what? Joseph Randle and the other guy...
He was averaging over 5 yards a carry going into last week. I don't know if that...
Who? Randle, yeah.
Yeah.
And who's the
Murray isn't. DeMarco Murray would be like 4,000 yards if he was averaging over 5.
They have another running back. I can't think of
carries.
They have another running back behind Randall that I can't think of off the top of my head that's actually pretty good too.
What the fuck do you look up before we start this shit?
Not much.
I thought you were thinking about what the fuck you're going to say.
So, I don't think it's going to... And Indianapolis' defense is so mediocre, especially against the run. Roma won in an extremely important game on the road in December. Maybe he's coming around. I'm going to do reverse psychology with this and say Dallas covers the 3, and for God, I hope they don't, but I'm going to take Indianapolis to cover the 3. Dallas to cover the 3. Indianapolis has looked like dog shit over the past month.
I have no idea how you think that.
They haven't beaten anybody.
That's absolutely not true.
Who have they beaten?
They've beaten people, otherwise they wouldn't have the record they have.
They're playing in the worst fucking goddamn division
I don't understand where you're going with any of this. I'm going to pick Indianapolis to win for you, because especially since I've been wrong. And I got a serious question for you since you're so on the fucking ball. Is the microphone on?
It is.
Okay.
They've won 4 games in a row. Let's see who they've beat.
They beat nobody.
Jacksonville?
I don't care who they beat. They won 4 games in a row.
Washington? Cleveland at Cleveland, which they probably should have lost.
They won.
And Houston. That's their 4 in a row that they've won.
It's not 4 scrubs.
It's not
But
good.
they won, dude.
Understand.
They won. You're getting into this new pundit thing where it's like, even though they're undefeated, they're not good. Shut the fuck up. They won, man.
They lost
They
to
fucking won.
They lost to Pittsburgh, who has a winning record. Denver, who has a winning record. Philadelphia, who has a winning record. And who's their fourth loss to? New England. They have not beat a team with a winning record, by the way. Just so you know. They haven't beat a team yet with a winning record. But
At all, you mean?
at all.
At
This
all.
entire season. So I think they're going to do well.
How many teams are under 500 because they beat them?
None. They're all
Bullshit.
horrendous.
Houston.
Okay, Houston.
Yeah, none. They beat nobody. None. Absolute statement. Video. Over.
There's nobody right
Open
now
mic
with a
song.
500
Open mic
record
song.
that they've beaten. And at the time they played them, there's nobody with a 500
So what's your
record.
point? They're not going to beat Dallas because
No.
they suck?
Yes, they're
Because they're the
horrible.
third seed in the AFC and they
They're-
suck?
The Philadelphia of the AFC.
Well, they should have
Just in a better division.
Whatever.
I mean, in a worse division than the Philly was. So that's
It
what's
is
going
the
to happen.
Eagles division if everybody knew what Dallas was going to be.
Well, you're right. So make sure you move on to the podcast.
Maybe you can look something up and know what you're talking about.
Go to iTunes, subscribe, Meares. Go to Meares.com. All of our podcasts are there. They're very insightful. Not really, actually. They're pretty funny. This week we'll be discussing some
Topics. Just say topics.
interesting topics, to
Topics.
say the least.
They're topics.
So make sure you check us out.
Not just sports here.
No.